Hello, today I would like to present you with my recent purchase, and it is a Parkside cordless hot air gun that is running a 20 volt batteries. As you can see somewhere, the battery recommended is 4 amp hour, and you can get them in a bigger capacity of 8 amp hour, so you can get a really beefy battery. It is a bare unit, and that's mean we've got no battery and no charger. Looks like it's got a 3 preset settings. We can blow a cold air, 250 Celsius and 550. We've got a air volume, we've got some accessory nozzles. Looks like we are going to just get a 3 settings and we are going to check it. We've got some nozzles, we've got a scraping tool. Usually it's being used for like removing old paint from wood. That's the general idea. You heat it up and you scrape by that knife blade. But some time ago I show you how I creating labels for my radio communication equipment. So you can use the Dymo label and you can use a heat shrink. You put heat shrink and you've got nice sleeve with a naming that is very durable. But I presented this you indoor. I was doing that in my lab and I was using my stationary hot air. But as you expect, I'm not going to pull a hot air with me into radio site, so I'm not going to move it into a rooftop. You can use a Zippo lighter, but that's creating like a carbon residue. You can get like a blue flame lighter, like a mini torch, and that's going to be okay. But if you have and hold it too long, then you are risking burning it and making it look absolutely terrible. So what I'm hoping for, I'm hoping that this device is going to be allow me to nicely heat shrink a tube, and we are going to check it. I'm already carrying that battery to make a drilling to guide the cable, the coaxial cable, so I've got absolutely no problem in swapping it and using the heat gun. So that's the idea, and let's take a look. Does it going to be working that way? Here, if you are interested, you can read. We've got basically the same thing. And I believe the guy is heat shrinking something. So maybe I'm absolutely correct. And this is what we've got. We've got our heat gun. This is how it presents in hand, where it's made. It's feel like made in Germany, but I'm not sure if that was just imported. Here is the temp adjustment. That looks like a cold air. That's maybe a low and that's maybe high, because I do not see any readout. Here we've got the warning. I'm wondering if this is like a PTC. Maybe we've got the light. That's interesting. We have to keep and hold it to make it working. And we've got some attachments. So we can go like this, and we've got a narrow stream of air. This is clearly for like removing a paint. That looks like a tool for heat shrinking a wire. I can see blade for scraping and the handle. Do we have something interesting? So looks like it's got just 2 settings, and that makes sense because without a screen we won't be able to see that. And let's try to power it on. So we've got our battery. Let me lock the safety thing. It's basically instantly hot. I'm impressed. I'm impressed because it's like instantly hot. Yeah, that's a good one. We need to do some basic measurements. I've got my battery straight from charger, so we are going to make a simple test. What kind of temp does it outputting? It is of course not scientific one. I'm going to be using just this very simple instrument. So take the measurement with a grain of salt. But it's going to give us some basic understanding. So first we are going to check the low power mode. Okay, and I'm going to put the probe over here, and we are going to see what kind of temp are we going to get. It should be 250 Celsius degree, but no one is telling us is this temp is on the PTC element or on the output. So yeah, no one is telling that us, and we are going to see what's going to happen. We are currently on the 250 Celsius degree, and it worked absolutely beautiful. Of course, that depends where I keep my probe, but we've got definitely a correct value. Let's try the high gear. Depending how I grab my probe, we are getting closer to the 550 Celsius, as you can see, and looks like it is a digitally control because the value is pretty okay, and we've got 550, and definitely the microcontroller is keeping the temp. Let's do some small experiment. Let's pretend that we are on rooftop and we would like to add a heat shrink on that coaxial cable. And I'm going to enable it, and I'm going to put it like this. And as you can see, it's working really nice. And we've got absolutely no burn marks. And this is what you would like to see. If you've got a label over there, then yeah, it worked absolutely great. We can try just a regular heat shrink and see what's going to happen. And as you can see, it's working really well. So yeah, it is. Let's try it on the lower setting. Let's see what's going to happen. It's working absolutely beautiful. We are going to try to remove some of this old paint. We've got our heat gun set to the maximum settings. I've got the scraping tool, and I'm going to heat it up until we will see that blisters are going to be start forming. And as you can see, we've got those blistering. And then I'm going to try to scrape it off, and we are going to see what kind of results are we going to get. And looks like we've got good results, but my door are keep moving. I will try to block them. We've got the blisters, and we scrape it down. And we've got the clear wood. So it's working, but I would say it's painful, and maybe leave it just for using on a heat shrink tubing. Yeah, that's That's my opinion. It's working, but I would go crazy waiting for it. I deeply believe that for my need of using heatshrink tubing on a rooftop, I've got absolutely the best purchase, because if we remove the battery, and as I told you that I already carrying it, and this is a very lightweight, and maybe we can pass on that element, and it's make a pretty compact unit. Definitely much better than a lighter. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you find it interesting. See you next time, and bye bye.